Hey guys, my name is Ethan, this is Carbra, and welcome to the series where I teach you how to build a Discord.py bot for your server. We have actually built the bot, we just need to go and host the damn thing now. And I'm going to kind of briefly show you the sort of thing you can use. I'm not actually going to get another one because I don't want to accidentally start charging my friend for another thing, because he actually pays for the one that I have because it was set up entirely to host his bot 24/7 and he felt the responsibility to pay for it, which was very nice of him. But yeah, we're going to be hosting the thing today. We're going to be loading onto a VPS for hosting it 24 hours a day. If you have something like a Raspberry Pi, chances are you don't really need to do this, or if you're willing to host it 24 hours a day on your current computer, then you're done basically. But if you don't want the electricity bill, because it's either the electricity bill or this. Using a Raspberry Pi, I don't know. I don't know how price efficient that would be. It would probably be enough power. Whether or not it would be enough RAM is another question. You need to be safe about 100 megs of RAM. I mean, the bots only really use about somewhere between 40 and 60 most of the time. At least to me. Obviously, big ones are going to use a lot, but yeah, so what you want to do is come to Voltor, because Voltor is probably the cheapest one you can get. It's just the one that I use, or the one that my bots are all hosted on. Hit the cloud compute, and then you got all these yeah, so you have all these different options that you can do. Your bot will be perfectly fine on the cheapest one available, $2.50 a month, half a terabyte bandwidth. This is actually kind of a lie. It does include an IP4 address, or at least it did for me. I don't know if it was a fluke, but R1 was this top one, and it came with an IP4 address. You really do want one with an IP4 address, to be honest. So if for some reason that's just not working, I believe you can still assign one. But I really don't know. You can just take this one, which is a little more expensive. If you have a really big bot, then you can go all the way down here, which is 96 gigs of RAM, 24 CPUs, and 15 terabytes bandwidth, and 1.6 gigs of a solid state drive. That is $640 a month, which is absolutely ludicrous. So yeah, the one you'll want is this one here. You hit deploy now, and it gives you a few more things. I don't want to click the button because I don't know. I didn't set the server up, so I don't know if this is just going to create one and start billing me. But the setup I used for it is we have CentOS 7 on it. We did some installing of Python 3. You will need to install Python 3.7 on that VPS too, which is, I think, slightly different. Oh, I'll show you how to do that, because I think it comes with Python 2.7, because CentOS 7 is quite old, but it works perfectly fine for this. And yeah, so you want to do that, and then when you have your server all set up, I can't really show you how to do it. I'm sure if you're curious about how to do it, I'm sure there are other tutorials online, but I'm going to be showing you how to put files on it, and how you would go about running your bot on the actual server once you have it. So one really useful program is FileZilla, which is an SSH file client, not SSH, SFTP client. So you want to put your so when you install and download and install FileZilla, let's actually get the website you can get it. Since I did everything like that before, there you go. Download FileZilla client you want, and then it would be that great big button there to get it for Windows. We are doing this on Windows, by the way. It is a lot easier on Linux, because on Linux you can just you can do this without installing anything else. But yeah. We're on Windows, so we need a little bit of help. And then once you're actually here, you'll see is host, username, password, and port. I already have a number of quick connects that I've tried. I tried to do other things with other computers and they just didn't work. So I'm actually just going to clear that history because that's really messy, and we're just going to do this again. So my server is at 66.42.94.105. Don't try and connect to it, you'll just be blocked out because of the hardware firewall that I've set up via Voltor. So don't bother, it's not worth it. Only my home address can get onto it. Username, you'll want to get in as root. Password, I'm not telling you. And then the port is always 22. And you'll want to connect to it like that. It automatically set it up, and boom, we are in our server. So this is our file directory for our server. As you can see, it's kind of standard Linux stuff. You'll really just want to put everything in home. As you can see, I have a few folders here, some of which are used, some of which are not. We're going to create a new directory. Create directory and enter it. That's probably a good way of doing it. So home / I don't know, tutorial bot. I'll keep it one word. I'm just keeping it out of this bots thing so nothing gets confused. And in here we can then put our bots. So I just need to go and find the damn thing. Because I'm used to, where the hell would it be? All the way up here. Videos, programs. We don't want to. We do not want to send the rendered videos to the server. No way. My server does not have the hard drive space for that at all. Actuals. We want to send these two in. So you can send the database in too. It's probably okay for you to send in. Critical file transfer error. What happened? Oh, the database is open, I think. Is the bot still running? No? What happened there? Critical file transfer error. Come on, work. There we go. I don't know what happened the first time. So yeah, our files are now on the server. We also want to create. Actually, we'll do that when we actually connect to the server. So the thing to do after that then is to actually connect to our server via SSH. Now you can do this in the CMD. I'm not going to, because the CMD is generally not great at SSH connection. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the Windows Terminal thing, the Windows Terminal preview, the heavily modified Windows Terminal preview, as you can clearly see. I've done some serious modifications to this just to try and get it to, one, not boot into PowerShell immediately, because that was one thing that really annoyed me, and two, just to change the font because I like this damn font. Okay, so what we can do from here is we just type SSH, and if you here you can see all the flags and stuff, which makes no sense. But what you can do is SSH root at 66.42.94.105. You'll then be prompted for the password, so just type in the password that you set up, and boom, we are now logged in. So we can do like files like top. We can also do ps aux grep. Oh god, if I could type grep Python, see all our running Python files. We can do all that. We can do all that stuff. Coincidentally, these four things here are 4 separate bots that I have running on different servers. There's that 10.5% of the memory is being used by that bot. Good grief above. But what we want to do is, I'm just going to clear it real quick. Just clear the screen out. What we do want to do is we want to do a CD, which is the same. We'll do /home and then /tutorialbot, and then we're in. As you can see, our files currently contain a database.db file and a dispybot.py file, which is our file. So there is a particular syntax for starting these bots up, and I will quickly just go and grab a file so I'm not fumbling around trying to code this thing. I'll be back in a second. Okay, I'm back. So I just wanted to get some code on the screen so I wasn't screwing around because it's quite fiddly. So what we want to do is we want to start the bot up. Now the command to start the bot up, at least in a good way, is really damn long and obnoxious. And we don't want to do that. So what we're going to do is we're going to create a little sh script, start.sh. Nope, we're going to do vi start.sh. There we go. So we're now, I'm going to think hit S, and we're now in insert mode. So we can now type in this. As you can see, we can type in it. So we can type a little bit of code in here. So what we basically just want to do is we want to do Python. Actually, before we do any of that, how do I think it's escape? Yeah. Before we do any of that, so that shouldn't have actually. Oh, I made it anyway. Whatever. Is you want to do sudo yum install Python 3.7. Oh god. We'll do sudo yum install Python 3.7, and that will install the latest version of Python 3.7. We'll see if yum has any upgrades for us. It'll probably say it's already installed, but no package Python 3.7 available. That might be because we already have it. I'm pretty sure that's how you do it. It must be. That has to be the way you do it. Because it's not going to be Python 3, because that would install Python 3.6. But whatever, it's fine. So then you go back into the vi start sh thing, and you start writing code. So you want to do Python. After you've hit S to enter insert mode, Python 3.7 /home /tutorial bot /dis pybot.py. So that'll run the bot, but we want to send the output somewhere in case the thing errors, so we have at least some sort of log that we can use. So we'll do /home /tutorial bot. This chevron, by the way, here, this basically just is a little bit of syntax saying send the output of the program here. So you can do /dev/null, and that will just eradicate all the input. But essentially, doing it like this means that it's not running on the shell. You can keep using the computer in the background. And then we'll just do like botlog.log or something. And then you do 2 chevron &1 and then ampersand. I believe that right is like a one-time thing, so it's like a write rather than an append. I don't know what the append thing is, but that's just the one I've always used. So that so running the sh script will now run that command and start our bot on server, and then shift double Z to get out of it. And then if we do sh start.sh, it's trying to run something. Did it actually do it? It did. So it's running on the VPS. Unfortunately, it doesn't appear to. It seems to be locked. I don't know why it's blocked. Hang on. Oh, bollocks. I've worked out why it's blocked. I did percentage signs instead of ampersands. Oops. Yeah, that's an important one, I think. So now if we run it again, start this. Yeah, there we go. It's not blocking now, and we have our bot. We can do our commands, so we can do our user info, and it'll do it. We can do our server info, and it'll do it. We can do our help command, which is just the default one that comes with the actual thing. We can do our dice command and the bot roll. Yeah, roll a 6 this time. We can slap our test account. There we go. And yeah, so we now have everything. Our bot is now complete. Listening to screams at the internal, god. And that will just run forever. Basically, there's no need. It's not running on. I can shut my computer down right now and it will still be fine. It is now a 24/7 thing. Yeah. Again, I'm not really in a position to be able to provide a tutorial for how to set up the VPS itself. You will want to look up another tutorial for that. But this is just specifically how to get the actual bot running once the VPS has been set up, and kind of moving the files in. And you can continue editing things here and then just move the files in. And this is particularly what the shutdown command was for. So you can shut down the command from this end, or sorry, you can shut down the bot from this end, rather than having to go into, well, the other way of doing it. If I just reboot it back up again. Otherwise, you would have to do it, and that also does all the committing to the database as well. Otherwise, you have to do ps-awks grep Python, look for the actual file, so it's this one down here, look at this number here, so it's 2111, kill -92111, and then that actually kills the bot process, so it won't roll dice anymore. But of course, then you haven't saved the database, and then if the bot just stops responding for whatever reason or it crashes, that is the command you use, kill -9. Sorry, you would do ps-awks and then grep Python just to filter by Python. You look at this number here next to root, you look at the process ID, you do kill -9, which is basically kill everything about this command in any way, shape or form, and then give it the process ID, and then it will just murder it. And see the bot, yeah, the bot is using 35.2 megs of RAM when it booted up. That slowly gets filled up over time once the internal message cache gets more and more full. But yeah, that is it for our tutorial on how to build Discord.pybot for your server. I'm going to make one more video as an addendum just to show kind of improvements and better ways of doing things, because obviously the world of programming is full of learning, and I've learned some new things since I started this, which are slightly better ways of doing it, one of which I've already talked about. Most of them are just small things. There's nothing really too massive about it. But yeah, that'll be going up tomorrow. And if you have any questions and stuff, you can leave them below, and then I'll answer them in consecutive addendum videos if need be. But yeah, thank you for watching the series. If you like the series, then please let me know. If you didn't like the series, please tell me why in a nice way, obviously, so I can improve. Yeah, I'll see you I'll see you whenever for whatever the next series will be. It'll probably be a little while, because I'm going back to uni in September and I want to work out how much time I have for everything. Yeah, until then.